My name is Gagan Khan, and I'm a business and real estate litigation attorney in Houston, Texas. Our firm is often asked by our clients sitting in our conference room as to what to expect from their case. In other words, they want to know what the outcome of their case is going to be. This video is about the factors we consider as legal counsel in evaluating a client's case. There are 4 factors we consider in evaluating a client's case. 1, we look at the client's story to see if the story has enough facts to turn into a viable legal claim. 2, we look at the client's evidence to see if the evidence matches the story. 3, we look at the client's litigation budget and how much time the client has to spend on this case. And finally, 4, we look at the impact this litigation will have on the client and the client's business. The first thing we do with our clients is sit down and get all the facts from them. We get all the facts and their story to determine whether the client has enough to make it into a viable legal claim. Does the client have enough facts to prove a breach of contract claim, or to prove fraud, or to prove unfair competition? Once we have the facts, the next thing we do is we take a look at all the evidence and match the evidence with the fact. We see if the client's evidence is just testimony of the people within the company, or whether the client has documentation that will provide us a paper trail to substantiate their story. Once we have the facts and the evidence, the next thing we do is we take a look at the client's litigation budget. It's important for us to know whether the client has a budget that's going to be able to support litigation, or if the budget is more suited for mediation or negotiation or a more amicable settlement. We also look at the client's time commitment. Is the client going through a big merger? Is the client about to enter into a big new venture? And whether the client is going to have the time to be able to litigate this lawsuit. Once we determine that, the final thing we look at is the impact of litigation on the client and the client's business. Is it going to impact the client's credit rating on Dun & Bradstreet? Is it going to impact the client's reputation with their vendors and with their clients? And is it going to impact the client's goodwill in the market? Finally, we look at the impact if the client is able to get a judgment and whether the client is going to be able to collect on that judgment. We do a thorough asset analysis of all the parties involved in the litigation to make sure that the client is able to not only get their day in court, but they're able to collect on their judgment. Based on all of these factors, we're then able to evaluate the client's case and the possible outcomes in the client's case. If you are going through a business dispute, we recommend you call an attorney. If you call our firm, we guarantee we will sit down with you, map out your legal problem, its solutions, and provide you with the answers you need to make an informed decision about your case.